Hi, Prosperity Team. It's Dr. Money. I hope that you are having just a wonderful day and evening, and that you'll join me in entering the circle of light, the circle of well being. So let's go. Let's use our imagination and just enter right into it. There's this sphere of well being, that's SPHERE, of well being, and we enter into this and we can sense this energy moving in this circle of well being. And as we breathe in our good. And as we breathe out and exhale, we exhale our intention that all people live in their good, that they attract their good, that they understand their lives from a viewpoint of victor, not victim. And as we breathe in our good, we breathe in our ability to create what we need in our lives. As we breathe in a sense of trust, knowing that the universe has our back. And as we exhale, we send all of this to everyone on the planet, breathing in and breathing out. Remember, it's great to want things, and I just suggest that we not just use our energy to want things for ourselves, but to want the good for all others as well. And take one deep breath, another deep good, and let it out, sending good to others. And so it is. I like to talk a lot about prosperity consciousness, and some people say there's not really prosperity consciousness, but it's something that we make up because it is an abundance mindset. It's the way we set our mind. We either are somewhat set to believe in lack, and we use all of our thoughts and we create a lot of problems and a lot of mental dialogue around this lack, or we have a mindset of abundance, and that does take a lot of trust in the universe. I've used this phrase a lot, and that is that I can't afford it. And it may be that I can't afford some things. I can't afford to take a trip like Elon Musk to Mars. However, there are many things that I say I can't afford. And really, I have the money for the things, but I'm choosing not to spend my money on those things. Or my values are such that I don't want to spend my money on those kinds of things. So I suggest that we change the idea and the thought that we have it to I I don't want to spend my money like that, rather than saying I can't afford it, because there are many things that we can afford, and whether we can afford it or not, it's a matter of changing our languaging to something that is more powerful and probably more accurate. That is, I am choosing not to purchase that at this time. I read a blog about recently about prosperity consciousness, and it was talking about that when we have a prosperity consciousness, we know that we have everything we need. We know that we have everything, that there's plenty of everything. There's plenty of resources, there's plenty of material things, there's plenty of ideas. And I had a little question about that, or not a question, but that, and I've had other people have asked me that too. They say there's plenty of water, there's plenty of resources. And truly, there are a lot of resources, but we have misallocated a lot of our resources. And in terms of the planet, there are a finite number of resources. What I mean, like there's X amount of water. And now in consciousness, there are many, many ideas on how to make potable water, drinkable water in the universe. But in terms of what is physically here right now, we do have a certain limit to what we have. We have limited oil supplies. There may be plenty left, but regardless of whether there's plenty left or not, there's a limited supply. But even though the physical is limited, we have unlimited ideas. So let's remember that in terms of the ingenious solutions to our personal problems, we have unlimited idea funding from the universe. And the best way to fund anything that we want to fund our idea, to have that idea, is to sit down and ask the universe, what do I do? And just journal with that. Do it every day, right? What do I do? And then you may not do it, but it may change your consciousness so you don't feel so helpless or that you can't have something. But just write down, what do I do? And listen. I think I've mentioned this before, but I'll say one time when I was temporarily out of cash, I never like to think of myself as poor, but I was temporarily out of cash. Well, this was 40 years ago. And I sat down and said, what could I do? And my subconscious mind or my higher power gave me some great ideas to restructure my life so that I felt like I was abundant. I drug my silver out and ate with my silver so that I could feel elegant, and instead of just eating things in a plain plate. I mean, I got flowers from the yard and just made everything very, very beautiful. And I felt like my life was lavish and abundant because I chose to be good to myself. And there were things that I already had, things that I didn't use, but I felt very abundant because of them. Also, to dress up and to wear what I call my good clothes. I mean, I've got my house clothes, but I have plenty of clothes I could wear around the house that are good clothes that I feel better in than just something junky. And I found that if I changed my appearance and I dressed not necessarily for success like business, but dressed so that I felt good about how I looked, that I just felt more abundant. And there are many things that we can do that do not require money that we can that help support us in feeling abundant. I had a ring that was broken. It was a diamond ring, and it cost $27 to fix it. And I didn't want to spend $27 because that was really not in my budget, but I did it anyway. And I started wearing that ring, and I just felt so luxurious wearing that ring. That might not be it for you, but for me at that time, it was it. I mean, I hadn't even worn that ring in years, but at the time, I felt like, okay, well, I've got on this expensive diamond ring, and I wasn't going to sell it. I've got on this expensive diamond ring, and I feel snazzy. Snazzy. So, whatever you need to do to create abundance in your life, and if you don't know what you need to do, ask your higher power what to do because your higher power has some great ideas. Remember that we have unlimited ideas, and also that we, even though we have limited resources, we have unlimited ideas. And let's begin to say more. I choose not to spend my money that way rather than I can't afford it. Now, this is Dr. Money. I hope you've just gotten a little nugget from what I had to say tonight. And I want you to remember for sure that I love you.